How's it going? It's Friday night, and you know what that means. It's jerky night. I'm working a little harder to try to better my videos a little bit, so I have invested in a audio recorder, and hopefully we'll get some better sound out of this. I've known over time I haven't always been really happy with the way that it sounded in here. It was very echoey and whatever, so hopefully we'll have some good sound. On that note, though, tonight is episode 36 of Jerky Time, and tonight we're making Dale's Cheap Jerky. Now, I don't know who Dale is, but his idea of cheap doesn't quite jive with mine. The ingredients for tonight per pound of meat include 1 cup of liquid smoke, 2 cups of Worcestershire sauce, 4 cups of soy sauce, and salt and black pepper to taste, whatever that means. But now, normally I have at least 2 pounds. That would mean 8 cups of soy sauce. And I don't know about you, but I don't find anything about the volume, the vast amount of ingredients in this to be cheap. So I'm not sure where they came up with the title. That being said, I also think that the amount of liquids is overkill for the amount per pound of meat we end up with. So I'm going to stick with just this recipe, the ratio that it calls for, and put all of the meat in one iteration of this recipe, and I think it's going to be perfectly fine. So on that note, let's get the meat cut up. I've got almost 3 pounds of a eye-round roast. Of course, we'll cut a bunch of that away. So I expect to have a good 2-pound cut of the meat, and then we'll slice it. And I'm going to work hard not to slice it quite as thick as I did. It was perfectly delicious, but it took a lot longer to make, and the overall volume was a little less than I'm used to. So we're going to try to thin it down just a little bit, and I guess let's get started. All right, let's get it sliced. All right, that cut up really nicely, and I'll say it's very, very clean. So I think we're going to get like a good 2.5 pounds out of this. We're still going to go with the ratio of the marinade that we said to start with. So let's go ahead and get this cleaned up, and we'll be ready to make the marinade. Okay. All right, that's all cut up, and that was quite a chore. But for the most part, really, really good batch. Okay, let's go ahead and mix up the marinade, and I don't know, see what happens. All right, so let's just start out with 4 cups of soy sauce. All right, now 2 cups of Worcestershire sauce. One cup of liquid smoke. Each one of these bottles is a half a cup, FYI. Meaning just the liquid smoke part costs $5. Again, not cheap in my opinion. And salt and black pepper to taste. I don't really, like I said, know what that means. I'm just going to put some in it. Let's see what happens. I'm not so sure this really needs any salt. There's plenty of salt in the soy sauce and stuff. Alright, let's whisk this real quick. Mainly to get the pepper and salt swirled around. I think we're going to go ahead and pour this into the bowl that this is going to be in. for the overnight marinating, and hopefully it will all fit. We'll find out here in just a second. Whew! All right, there we have it. Smells pretty good. I expect it's going to taste pretty good. But I guess the next thing to do is cover it up, put it in the fridge, and we'll see what happens to it tomorrow. I think the pepper's about to make me sneeze. I'm going to go before it does. Okay, well, we'll see you tomorrow. All right, it's Saturday morning. The jerky's been marinating overnight. We've strained it, and we're ready to load it up. Let's get started. We're going to load it pretty thick, pretty dense, because I think we're going to have a really good yield this time. So. Alright, there we have it. 4 really well-packed trays and 1 not so well-packed, but that's okay. We were trying our best to make sure we got it all in, and we did. I think we got a really good yield. It looks like it's going to be pretty good. I'm pretty excited. But we won't know for a few hours. So let's go ahead and crank this up, and I'll see you back then, and we'll give it a try, and I'll let you know how it turned out. Alright, how's it going? If I look a little bit of a mess, I'm sorry. I was just out washing my car. So, it's Saturday. We do chores on Saturday. And it is blazing hot out there. So, might be a little red in the face. Might be a little must. Whatever. It's been about 3 hours here on the jerky. So, we're going to go ahead and take a look and see if the trays need rotating. See where we stand. Definitely not done on top. I am going to have to say, though, the ones on the bottom are done. So, this wasn't really goopy, very liquidy, but not goopy, so I can see that there's not a lot of surface texture that needed to dry. So, let's give it a shot. This is Dale's sheep jerky. Of course, the meat is perfect. The taste is really good. I mean, it's liquid smoked soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, salt and pepper. I mean, how do you mess that up, right? Pretty good. Kind of salty. A little too salty for me. Now I added salt to taste, whatever that was, so maybe that had an impact. But salty, so we'll eat it in moderation. The flavor is great, and the meat's great. So I'll give it a 9. Pretty good batch. All right, we'll see you next time. Take it easy.